I'm gonna do my cog. And then this guy is actually gonna get attached to the null joint, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and drop it up here on the null.
Did you group it or no?
No, it's actually not gonna move at all, so I don't really even care about grouping it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it up on the null, and then I'm gonna just move it like down here. Just kind of put it out of the way so it doesn't like, you know, hurt anyone's feelings or anything. Okay. And I'm gonna go to modify, freeze transformations, and this is gonna be called
Divorce
IK.
lawyer.
Huh?
Divorce lawyer control?
Divorce lawyer control. Oh, IKFK switch. Alright. So we need to go ahead and tell him that he is going to be, essentially following, the null joint. And so this guy is going to, actually, we need to just parent him, okay? So, easiest way to do it is gonna go ahead and get the parent and child. And this relationship, who's the parent? Nope, nope. He needs to follow both sets of joints. So what's a joint that's going to follow the IK and the FK? All the time. It is a skinning joint, but which one? What joint in the hand does not move?
No.
Null. So I'm gonna go and grab the null, grab the IKFK switch, name it. Left arm IKFK switch. And then that's gonna be a parent constraint. Okay? I'm gonna go ahead and with the IKFK switch, I don't need like literally any of these. I'm just gonna go ahead and lock and hide selected. But I do need one thing. I need a attribute. So I'm gonna do a float. We're gonna do a 0 to 1 value. IKFK switch. And click add. Oh. Sorry. Come on, dude, go up here. There we go. Okay, something really specific. So in some of the tutorials that I have in my tutorial list, for some reason, I need to just take them out of my list, but for some reason, some of the guys, or one of the guys does a switch that has basically two attributes, instead of one that just says IKFK. He has two, one of them says IK, the other one says FK. So you could potentially have both FK and IK turned on, or have neither of them turned on. And so in order to switch between the two, you have to turn one off and then go and turn the other one on and key both. That's a fucking pain in the ass. I don't know why he does that. I'm not a fan of it. So, for you guys, only have one attribute that switches from IK to FK. Only one. You don't need 2, you don't need 4, you don't need 20. You just need one. It needs to be a float. It needs to have a minimum value of 0 and a maximum value of 1. That's all you need. You don't need anything else. Okay? Okay. All right, next week I'm gonna see 3 of you with that, with multiple attributes. But no, it's way easier to animate, just having one switch. You don't need multiple ones, and I'm not sure why that guy does it that way. Anyway, but the rest of this tutorial is fine. He's got a weird setup, so. And clearly it's like my soapbox. So, I don't need this. I don't think I need constraints. I don't need constraints anymore. Skeleton is done. Okay. So we can go ahead and kind of do our switch. Oh yeah, we need to do an elbow control. Let's do an elbow. Let's do a little arrow. Group it to itself. And I'm just gonna kind of like point it out the back of the elbow right here. Bless you. Be that big. All right. So for my elbow control, I'm just gonna be like positioning it. I don't really care like what its orientations are. So I'm just gonna go and call this elbow left. IK on. Let's go elbow left. IK offset. Okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab controller, IK handle, and then we're gonna go to constrain pull vector. So now you'll see it actually rotates the elbow with it, which is nice. Okay. And if you want, we can go ahead and like block and hide all that. So let's go ahead and start doing our set driven keys and get our switches going. So we can finish up on that today. All right, let's go to animation key, set driven key. And so I'm gonna go ahead and grab, the driver is gonna be this controller right here. Main attribute they'll be driving is going to be IKFK, right there. So driven is going to be essentially all the orient constraints that we have for the skinning set of joints. None of the other joints or controllers we need to worry about. So you don't need to worry about your FK orients or anything with the IK. It just needs to be the skinning orient constraints. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab skinning 1, 2, 3. I'll do load driven. And so what you'll see here is when we click on them, we have our weight set for each one of these. And so what we need to go ahead and decide is what value do we want IK, what value do we want FK? And so since IK comes first, I guess I'll just go ahead and do a value of 0. Is going to be IK, and then FK can be a value of 1. So let's go ahead and start setting these. So for each one of these, I'm going to go ahead and basically set, this is set to 0, and then I'm going to go ahead and go to this one. Make sure IK has a value of 1, FK has a value of 0, so I'm just turning it off essentially. Just a 1, 0, just turning it on and off. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab like all 3. Actually, no, I'm going to grab the first one. Select both of these because I want both of these to be keyed. And I'm going to go ahead and click on key. I'm going to go down to elbow. Select both of these again. Key again. Key again for the last one. Okay. So what's happening is I'm basically just saying that with a set driven key at a value of 0, the shoulder, elbow, and wrist orient constraints all have a value of 1 for their IK parent and a value of 0 for their FK parent. Does that make sense, the logic behind that? Okay, so let's reverse that, okay? So if I want to switch it over to an FK system, I'm gonna go to 1 right here. And that means that I'm gonna go and change each one of these. I'm just gonna reverse them. I'm gonna do 0, 1. I'll do 0, 1. I'll do 0 and 1. Okay, so I'm just reversing the values. That's all I'm doing. And then I'm going to go and key each one of these. Key, key, key. All right. So if we go ahead and test this, we'll see how well this is working. So I'm just going to go ahead and rotate up the arm for the IK up here. And then we'll see if I go down and rotate the elbow, wrist, and shoulder for the FK. You'll see that the skinny joints are following really closely, like 1-to-1 with my FK system. And so now if I go and switch, you'll see it goes over and then they pop over to the IK system. And then if I put a value of 1, they switch back over and follow. Make sense? Okay, great. That's exactly what I'm wanting.
So you're turning off the parent constraint for the,
Orient constraint.
oh, that orient constraints for the skeleton, and it's just for the, like, specifically the IK?
Mhm.
To switch back to that,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's what makes it jump back over to the other one?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm turning on influence for one and turning off influence for the other. And then I'm reversing it when I have the switch turn the other way. That's all I'm doing. Okay? Now, let's, so now that we got this, let's go ahead and make it so that the visibility for each one of these is controlled by the controller, okay, by the IDFK switch. I'm gonna go ahead and grab all these controllers right here. I'm gonna go and load them into Driven. And then they're all gonna be basically following their visibility, okay? Actually, I hid this one, I need his visibility back, come here, let's get back here. Channel control. If you ever need to bring back a channel, just channel controls what you want. Visibility, there we go. Let me reload these unlock. Okay. No. There we go. Alright, so now I got visibility for everything, so we're good. Alright, so with FK activated, I want to go ahead and deactivate visibility for both of these guys. Because I don't need them turned on, they need to be invisible. So I'm gonna go ahead and key visibility. And then with this turned over to IK, I need to go ahead and grab visibility and switch it back over to the other side. So let's do all these. So I'm gonna make IK stuff visible, FK is gonna be completely invisible. And then key it again. So if it works, the controller should appear or disappear as needed. Make sense? Okay. Any questions?